morning, everybody. Hi, it's Pastor Nick. Thank you for joining me this morning on Winning in the Word. Prayerfully, I am in the air right now. If you're hearing this, that means I'm in the air flying over to the UK. I actually pre-recorded this message this morning. Love you guys. Wanted to make sure we didn't miss Winning in the Word, so I didn't know exactly where I'd be. Hopefully, we'll be coming to you from Europe next all this week as we do our Winning in the Words. We're going to try, just depending on connectivity, the weather, etc. But I did want to continue. Last week we talked about building trust, and we talked about how important building trust is in the marketplace. Trust, actually, the real key to building trust is having credibility. Credibility is really what makes you valuable in the marketplace. Because I tell you all the time, we don't get paid to do a job. We get paid to solve problems. Well, in order for you to be a trusted, problem solver, you got to have credibility. In order to have credibility, we got to build our trust. So when we build our credibility through trust, we actually build our credibility through developing trust and demonstrating our expertise. That is how credibility is built. When we demonstrate to people that we know what we're talking about, when we demonstrate to people that we've done what we're saying we're going to do, we've done it before, we know how to do it, they tend to believe us more. Remember what we said last week: when we fail to earn trust, the people that we're talking to, our listeners, will discount most, if not all, of what we say. If we fail to build trust, the people we're speaking to will ultimately discount most, if not all, of what we have to say. And by contrast, like we talked about last week, when we build that trust, with the people that we're speaking to, the people that we're working with, typically when we build that trust, then our ideas will tend to be seen as believable. Why? Because we are viewed as being well informed, and we're viewed as being sincere. Well informed and being sincere. So one of the things I want to talk about is, how do we build that trust? How do we build that trust? Well, number one, as we build trust, one of the things is they're going to get when we build the trust is they know that we have their best interests at heart, And they also, remember we said last week, they see us as a person possessing strong moral character and a steady temperament coupled with good integrity. So at the end of the day, those are the important things. That people see us as stable when it comes to our emotions, that we have a steady temperament, and those things are going to lead them to understand that we do have integrity and we do have character. So today I want to talk about the 5 steps real quick. 5 steps that will help you build trust with others. 5 steps that will help you build trust with others. Step number 1, you have to learn how to be sincere. How to be sincere. Sincerity is not an act. Sincerity is not something that we try to do. Sincerity is a real thing. Sincerity comes from demonstrating your conviction, that your ideas, whatever it is that you're talking about, is worth their time and attention. So in order to build sincerity, the first thing you got to do is you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in who you are. My pastor used to say it this way when it came to preachers. If you can't convince the woman you sleep with every night that you've been called, you probably haven't been called. So the first thing in building sincerity is we have to demonstrate that we, have conviction about our ideas, We have conviction. And then that will demonstrate to others that we feel that it's worth their time and attention. When people see you as sincere and committed, they are more likely to trust you. When people see you as sincere and committed, they are most likely to trust you. Remember, trust is the key. Number 2, You have to build a track record of being trustworthy. You have to build a track record of being trustworthy. How does that happen? Well, the first thing that we need to realize in building a track record of being trustworthy is it takes time. It takes effort. It takes consistency. It takes diligence, right? Following through on all promises and commitments you made. That's number one. You have to start following through on all promises and commitments you made. You have to share or give credit to those who contribute to your good ideas. It can't always just be about you. Everybody knows you're not that smart. I tell people all the time, all this information I give you guys, I don't come up with all of this. What we're learning right now, I got from a course I took from Harvard Business. I literally took a course from Harvard Business, right? That's where I get my information from, right? I don't just know everything, but I sat up under a great man of God for many years, listening, writing, taking notes. I worked in the world for many years, right? Watching, listening, applying. I learned things from business folks, business leaders. And all I do is I couple all of that together. The difference I bring to the table is I bring the spiritual into it. That's my differentiator, right? But we need to understand that we got to follow through on our promises, on our commitments that we made. We have to share and we have to give credit to those who contribute, right? We have to present consistent values. How do we present consistent values? By behaving in a trustworthy manner. You earn a reputation for being trustworthy. One of the things you'll find if you talk to anybody that's worked with me, any of the leaders I've worked for, they'll tell you if Nick says it, he's going to deliver it, he'll deliver it, right? I built a track record of being trusted, a track record of delivering on promises, a track record of somebody that you can count on, right? That takes time. That takes time. Number 3, you have to encourage dialogue around others' viewpoints or others' points of view, right? To encourage dialogue and demonstrate your openness to others' perspectives, right? It's going to require us to listen to what others have to say. Everybody's not always going to agree with your opinion. Everybody's not always going to agree with the way that you want to do it, right? So you're going to have to, when you're working in a group environment, you're going to have to bring people together, right? You're going to have to establish an environment where your colleagues, people that you work with, people that you either work for or work for you or you work with, either one of the 3 levels that we've talked about in the past, right? You're going to have to encourage an environment that allows them to feel comfortable sharing their ideas. You're going to have to encourage an environment that you feel comfortable allowing them to give you feedback, to give you ideas. Watch this. Also, if you're gonna encourage that, you're also gonna have to create an environment that allows them to demonstrate and voice their concerns. When a person's able to voice their concerns openly in an open forum to you or really speak freely to you, you hear in the military, permission to speak freely, right? When a person's able to do that, it builds trust. It builds, it lets them know they can trust you because you're willing to hear them. You're willing to hear their point of view. You're willing to hear how they feel, right? This is all about building trust. Number 4, put others' best interests first. Put others' best interests first. When people believe that you have their best interests in mind first, they tend to believe your ideas. They tend to believe your ideas. For instance, in corporate America, my main goal for everybody that worked for me, I wanted to understand what their career path was. I wanted to understand where they wanted to go. I wanted to help them accomplish what it was they wanted to accomplish, no matter how it affected me. Obviously, if I train a guy, let's say I got a sales guy that wants to be a sales manager. And here I train this guy, I pour into this guy, I coach this guy. And now all of a sudden he wants to, they see he's doing good. He's doing good because of me. He's doing good because of what I poured in him, right? Isn't this how y'all hear it? Man, he wasn't nothing before I got here. Now he wants to leave me. Right when he's making me money, because you make an override on him, right? If that's how you think, it's the wrong way to think. Say this, write this down. If you help enough people in life get what they want, you'll get everything you want. If you help enough people in life get what they want, you will get everything in life you want. So what do? You show the team. Why do you say it, Pastor? You develop this guy. He's a rock star sales guy. Now he wants to leave you. If he leaves you and you not only help him to leave you and you help him to get that new position, and everybody else in the group sees that that's what you're doing, they're going to bust their pick for you. They're going to bust their hump for you. They're going to want to work harder for you. Why? Because they can trust you. They can trust you. They know you're trustworthy. They know that you have their best interests at heart. They know you care about them. That's all people want to do. And you'll get, let's say you have a group of 5 sales guys, 6 sales guys, 6 sales girls. You lose one of them. You lose your best guy. You're going to say, Pastor, I'm losing 60% of my production. No, you're not. Because if you do it right, these 5 will give you 10% more. Those 5 will make up what he did collectively. And then when you bring in a new sales lady, you got them doing better, and now you got her contribution. This is how you increase and how you build, right? This is what it's all about. Building trust is a beautiful thing. Building trust is an awesome thing. When you feel that people trust you, it gives you greater confidence. That in itself will build you up because people do trust you. Don't ever violate that trust. Don't ever take advantage of that trust. Weak people take advantage of people's trust. The last one for today is use candor. Use candor. Use candor. When you own up to your own faults, your own slips, people will see you as trustworthy. Man, if you made a mistake, just say you made a mistake. If you overslept, just say you overslept. But you know what, Pastor? I've been drilling in their head. They got to be on time. They got to be on time. They got to be on time. And now I'm late. You're late one time. They're late all the time. Don't get caught in religion. Don't be prideful. Everybody can oversleep. That's not the problem they have. The problem they have is they're always late. That's different. I remember Brenda Ferrandes, man. She used to come to church, man. She'd come sliding into the parking lot, going 90 miles an hour just not to be late. And I told her one day, Brenda, your heart is not to be late. Stop doing that. I don't want you to get in a wreck because you want to, you got to be on time every day. Learn to plan better, leave a little bit earlier, but don't worry if you're late. Don't get into condemnation. And it really freed her. It really freed her because she's on time 90% of the time. It's not, those aren't the people you worry about. It's the people that are late all the time, right? So learn to be candor. All the assumptions that most individuals try to conceal from you, right? They assume this, they assume that. And it's all from hidden things. Don't hide things from people. Be honest with them. You're going to find that when you're honest with people, it will allow them to trust you more. So again, today we're talking about building trust, right? Building trust. Why? What did we say? When others fail to trust you, right? They will stop listening to you. They'll discount most of what you say. We need people to trust us. We need people to believe in us. The 5 ways we do that: number 1, we got to be sincere. Number 2, we got to build a track record around being trustworthy. Number 3, we got to encourage dialogue around their points of view. You got to let people know they can have a point of view. Number 4, we got to put others' best interests first. It can't just always be about us. And lastly, we got to demonstrate candor. We got to demonstrate candor. Now, I talked a lot about trust, right? And demonstrating ourselves as a subject matter expert, what I call an SME. So next week, we're going to talk about how we develop and how we demonstrate our expertise. How we develop and how we demonstrate our expertise. I love you, I love you, I love you. Until tomorrow, Pastor Franny and I will be with you on Winning in the Word Tuesday, Together in Marriage Tuesday. We'll be together and we'll see you then. Until then, we love you, we love you, we love you. And this Pastor Nick saying, enjoy life.